Hello and welcome back to the Yarn Horse Crafting Podcast. This is episode 2 of the Super Effective Fibres It's Not a Phase 2026 Yarn Club. And it is delivery day. This arrived this morning. I was so happy. It's come on a grey, miserable, rainy day. So it's the second episode. It's day 2. And before I say who the band is, I shall give you all a wonderful hint with my amazing singing backed by very popular requests. I'm in the business of misery, let's take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass, ticking like a clock. That was not in tune. Don't expect me to ever sing in tune during any of this because I am tone deaf and like to think I'm not tone deaf, but I am very tone deaf. I am very excited. Also, don't worry, I have actually covered up my address. There is 4 layers of paper between what you can see and my actual address and plenty of tape. So this is, as I've said, the Super Effective Fibres Yarn Club for this year. The theme is It's Not a Phase, which is basically emo bands. January's one, which is a reminder, this was the colour. January's was Blink-182. And the album it was based off was Blink-182. So, and I am making a blanket with this over the course of the next 13 months, technically. And so, here is February's. If you haven't guessed from the song, I should give you another hint. One of their tracks played during the credits sequence of the first Twilight movie. Yes, it is Paramore. So, I have already pulled the tab, but I haven't actually opened this yet, so we shall open it together. And we have, I have more stickers. I have the little thank you card. So the back of the card has a little message and it says, "Hi Sasha, thank you for supporting the club. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am." And I think the guy's name is Carl. My ability to read people's handwriting is terrible. Like, you could have the best handwriting in the world and I would struggle to read it. But there is the card. It doesn't give any details away other than how you spell my name, but so we have another dinosaur. Sorry. I have another dinosaur sticker. I'm so happy. And we also have a cat, a little cosmic cat. Oh, Calm. I'm a little bit excitable today. I have had 2 cups of coffee today. We also have, excellent confirmation that he will be at the, well, I'm assuming it's confirmation that he'll be at the Christmas Wool Show this year. I shall see him again. It looks like the tickets are already on sale, so I will be buying my ticket for that soon. It will be on the 14th and 15th of November this year. So, the Midlands Wool Festival. Is that one new? I've not heard of that one before. But there is a thing for the Midlands Wool Show, which is taking place at Wolverhampton Racecourse on the 11th and 12th of July. Newark Knitting and Wool Show at the Newark Showground in September. the Summer Wool Festival, which is at Ampthill on the 25th and 26th of July. Unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to attend that one as a definite because I'm not going to be in the country. But, And then the Wool Monty leaflet. I'm guessing by the fact he sent all of these, it means these are the shows he's going to be at this year. Which, that's good. Unfortunately, I'll probably only be able to attend 1 or 2 of those, but yeah. Wool Monty takes place on the 13th and 14th of June, which, if anybody's in the know, that's download weekend, which does mean it's going to absolutely chuck it down that weekend, so. And now, more stickers. There's another sticker. And now, I shall pull out the main event, the yarn. Just double check there's nothing else in the bag. We have the yarn. There's his little sticker, and I get there's 3 bases this is available on. There is a DK, a Yak sock, and the BFL sock. Because I'm making a blanket, I decided to go for the BFL fingering weight, and so from the inspo pic, I'm going to say this has a very white base with lots of black and grey speckles and a flash of orange running through it. But we shall see. We shall look at this together. I will. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, look. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. That's, yes. Yes, yes, I love it. This is amazing. It's not as white as I was expecting, but I still think this is amazing. I do adore this. It's kind of what I was expecting, but I do love it. There's not really a but to it. I adore this. The album this is based on is Riot, which is basically white with a load of black text and Riot in bright orange. And label. There's the information on the back. And I am now going to go get this wound up, decide on which square I'm going to make. So I'm making the Yorkshire crochet blankets. I'm pretty sure I'm going to find the densest square in the pattern and use this for it, because I have 60 grams of this colour left, and I want to know if I have enough yardage or enough meterage on this to make 5 or 6 of the densest squares. That way then I can use quite a bit and get a decent sized blanket. I do have another project I want to make with the leftovers from this yarn, but that project only needs about 20 grams from each colour. So having 60 grams left, I could probably make 2 of that, so probably even 3, but yep. I'm gonna go get this wound up, and I don't know if I'll get to this today. It's currently, quite funnily, it's Friday the 13th today of February. I have had quite a busy morning. It's about to hit 3 o'clock. I've still got a bunch of other things I need to do today. I should probably attempt to go to the gym as well, and then cook dinner and all the other fun things, and then, yeah. Hopefully I can get this, or the first square of this, done tonight. And you will get to join me for that. So I will catch you in a bit. Hello, it's Tuesday. So the initial part of this video was recorded on Friday when I unboxed/unbagged the yarn, and I wound it up into a cake. I did end up making the first square on Friday. I didn't record that because it was a good idea not to record your first attempt anyway, and I was still trying to work some stuff out, and I hadn't like 100% decided if this was the square I was going to go for. But in the end, this is the first square for this colour. It's not very visible. It's a bit of a textured pattern. There's UK terminology treble clusters, and some half doubles and some crossed trebles. It's half trebles, isn't it? So when I learnt to crochet, I kind of mixed between UK and US terminology without realising. Both make sense in my head, but when I talk, I call a double a single. Sometimes I'll call a treble a double treble, and in my head it makes sense. But this is square number 3 from the Yorkshire blanket pattern, the Windy Moors. So this pattern, the Yorkshire blanket, each of the squares are based on different parts of Yorkshire. I have actually driven through the Yorkshire moors a fair few times. I've been up there 3 times about 3. I think I've been up there 3 times in the last 10 years. So I am loving this. Is the best way I can describe this is a vintage rose but with orange inspired colourway. It's got this sort of creamy taupey browny base, with sort of the black specks and the orange running throughout. It kind of reminds me of a old vintage rose filet crochet, a table runner my nan had on her dining table. and that's going back a fair few years because my nan passed away nearly 20 years ago. I don't know what happened to that. A lot of stuff disappeared, but that's kind of what this reminds me of. Just orange instead of pink. I don't know if that makes sense. It's what's making sense in my head. But yeah, it's Tuesday. I didn't work on this over the weekend. I was quite busy. I was quite busy yesterday. It's now just after 3 o'clock. So I have basically finished for the day, unless anything comes up. So I'm kind of done now until I have to cook dinner at 5:30. Which means I now have a couple of hours to just work on this. So I think I'm going to put the telly on. Probably watch the latest Love in Stitches episode. Because, pardon me, I'm quite far behind on a number of different YouTubers. And a couple of them are the type that if I don't catch up when I'm only 1 or 2 episodes behind, I won't bother catching up. I'll just suddenly jump in months to come. So I'm going to do that. I will probably set the camera up to record some of it, but I've got to be careful. I have to have my laptop open with the pattern for this, because if I attempted to download it to my phone would quite frankly shit the bed. So I'm going to go do that, drink my second cup of coffee of the day, and hope nothing comes up that draws me away from my crochet today. Otherwise, I will catch you in a bit, guys. It is Thursday, the 19th of February, and I have 3 of these so far. I'm going to see if I can get the last 2 done today before I have to start cooking dinner. It's currently about 3:20 thereabouts. I apologise. I've been to Aquafit this afternoon and I've just got out the shower, so if my hair's a mess, I do apologise. It's air dry day. So yeah, I've got quite... These are nearly 16 grams a square compared to my first squares, which were 10. So I think I'm gonna do 5 of each. That way then I should have enough left for the other project I want to make. I have also decided that I'm going to count each month's squares as finished objects so that I can count the total out of stash for the squares to make it easier to put into the other projects. I don't plan on doing that with like every project I work on. It's just this one specifically to make the next project easier. Because after I've got 4 of these, the four colours, I can start that project. I apologise if I'm keeping it quite shady at the moment, hidden. It's more so that I've got time to plan it without building expectations. So hopefully I shall check back in with you at the very least after I've got one of these done, maybe even both, and I can show you them all together. So I will catch you all in a bit. Bye guys. I have 5 squares in my Paramore colour. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I've managed to get this finished. It is 5 to 5, just about. And I am about to go and cook dinner. I'm sure I'm going to get a message from my partner any minute now saying he's leaving the office, asking me to put his dinner on. So I'm going to go get sorted with that. Probably make the 5th square from my Blink 182 colourway, since I've only currently got 4 of those. I'm going to weigh these, probably rewind the leftovers into a smaller cake, make a note of how much I've got left of each colour, ready for the future projects, and then I will film the outro probably tomorrow during daylight so you can get a proper look at the square. And yeah, I shall see you again tomorrow for the outro, although that'll be just a few seconds for you. So catch you in a bit. Hello. So the end of the episode is drawing upon us. We have come to the end of episode 2 of the Super Effective Fibres Yarn Club for February. I have 2 project bags to show you, both made myself, but I believe this is the one with the squares. I have my little pile of squares. So in the end I decided to make 5 squares with each colour. That gives me enough left over for the other project I want to make, while still using a decent amount of the yarn in this project. So as a reminder, this was January's colourway, which was Blink 182, and this was February's colourway, which is Paramore. I apologise for the very bad lighting in this segment of the video. It's getting ready to chuck it down. It's already dark and grey, and it's only 2:15 in the afternoon. So yeah, but that is the finished squares for both January and February now. I think I said before I had to make another one of the January ones because this was quite a lacy pattern. It didn't use as much yarn as this one, which was a lot denser. So I have these. I won't show them every episode. I'm not going to just keep getting out of the pile. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. I just figured I'd show you these 2 together now because I've 100% finished January's. I am also keeping track in my book. So January's square was the square 2, which was Mill Wheel, and then February's square was square 3, the Windy Moors. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it earlier in the video, but I'm making the Yorkshire blanket by Mima Knits. It's Memo Crochets. It will be linked in the description along with the website where you can get the yarn. Obviously, this being a monthly yarn club, depending on when you're watching this, different months will be available or not available. At time of recording this, which is a Monday, the 23rd of February, March's colour is up for pre-order. I've already pre-ordered mine. I was there desperately waiting on the 14th, only to find he was at a yarn show, so it didn't go live until I think it was Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night when I ordered it, on the 15th. So that is ordered. My singing will be back next month by very popular demand. I'm sure everyone's there waiting anxiously for my beautiful voice. Or screaming and begging me never to sing again. Either way. So those are the squares, which I shall be keeping for the time being in this bag. I don't know if this bag will be big enough for all the squares. I guess we shall eventually find out. I'm thinking by about June or July I should probably start thinking about the joining colour and start getting these ready to join. Otherwise I'm going to be spending the first 2 months of next year swearing at myself. And then in here I have the leftovers, which I rewound to make them neater, and they're still trying to go everywhere. But there's January's, there's February's. As you can see, they are very different sizes. So this is 50 grams left over from January, and this is 30 grams, thereabouts. These did come in at slightly more than 100 grams. However, when I calculate how much yarn I've used, I weigh the leftovers and then subtract what's left from 100 grams, because when I receive the yarn, I just add as 100 grams in, because that's what I've bought. So there's going to be a few grams difference either way, one side or the other, but roughly 50, roughly 30. I can't start the next project until I have at least 4 colours, so these will be just kept in here for the time being. Once I start that project, I might bring it up in these episodes. And I haven't told you the pattern yet, because although I know roughly what I'm going to make, I haven't 100% settled on a pattern yet. It's between 3 at the moment. I also need to wait and see how much I'm going to have left of the next one, so I can calculate on average how much yarn I'm going to have left from each one, so I can calculate it. And this strip of hair does not want to stay back. But yes, that's this month's Yarn Club, episode 2 of the Super Effective Fibres. I hope you've enjoyed it. This will become a monthly episode. They won't always replace regular podcast episodes. Just this month it has, for many reasons I mentioned in my previous podcast episode. So I will see you again. If you watch my regular podcast episodes, I shall see you again in 2 weeks. And if you're just here for the monthly Yarn Club, I will see you again in roughly a month. I will aim to put these out in the last week of the month, not necessarily on a Friday. It might go out on a Monday. We shall see. It all depends on different factors. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I highly recommend checking out Carl's, I believe his name. I put the thing away with the name on. I'm pretty sure his name's Carl. But his website will be linked in the description box below. He has lots of amazing yarns, amazing colourways. I might have to order some more, some other colours at some point. But yeah, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.